Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Today is Sunday. I have a short week with work, so I'll be putting out my videos early in the week. On Friday, heading to Boston to watch, hopefully, if my son's not injured, watch him running in his first college cross-country race. You probably saw today that the Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps SGC 9.5 went for $12.6 million, crushing the old all-time high for a sports card or trading card sale. It makes me wonder what might one of the few PSA 10s, I think there are 3 of them, what might those sell for if they were to come on the open market? I think it's been a long time since one of them was on the open market. Somebody on Twitter speculated $100 million. I really doubt that, but I think it would be well over 20 million. That's not what this video is about today, though. This video is about an amazing collection purchase I read about on Sports Collectors Daily. I should pause here for a second to thank Picker Jim S. Sports Cards for sending me this article. I love it when people send me articles for video ideas, and this was perfect. It's exactly what I love to do. So everybody go check out Picker Jim S.'s channel. He's a great channel. This guy named Jeff Weissenberg, who works for National Card Investors, partnered up with Boca Cards, and they bought a collection from an 83-year-old man. And this collection had been this man's grandfather's collection when he was younger. It's almost 1,000 T206 cards. Now, T206s are pretty common, the common ones, but this one had a lot of very rare T206s in it. So this guy, the 83-year-old, said that the collection had been in his family for 110 years, which is crazy. I mean, that's 110 years, the same family from southern United States somewhere. I couldn't find out where he was from. This included 16 Ty Cobbs, T206 Ty Cobbs, including more than 2 green portrait backs, which are the rarer Ty Cobbs. It also included a Sherry Maggie error. Now, this doesn't seem like a big deal. You've maybe never heard of Sherry Maggie if you're not familiar with T206s, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. It looks kind of like McGee, but the YouTube videos I've watched, it's pronounced Maggie. So Sherry Maggie actually was a very good baseball player, borderline Hall of Famer. I think his WAR was around 60, which is Hall of Fame material. This card is one of the most well-known, most sought-after error cards of all time. It's kind of like the junk wax era, no name on front, Frank Thomas 1990 Topps, except much, much more valuable. His last name is spelled M-A-G-E-E in reality, but on this card they spelled it M-A-G-I-E. So they switched an E for an I, but they quickly fixed it and only released a small number of them. So it is considered, the error card, considered one of the big 4. So there are 524 cards in a T206 set. Most people consider their set complete at 520 because there are 4 big cards. Honus Wagner, obviously one of them. This Sherry Maggie misspelled error card is one of the others. And this collection had that card in it. So pretty amazing. I didn't get the price on this collection buy. That was not made public, unfortunately. Weissenberg, who was part of the group that bought this, started having phone conversations with the elderly gentleman who owned it back in December of 2020. And they had phone conversations pretty regularly, negotiating, discussing over more than 18 months. The sale was closed in July of 2022. That's crazy. It's a monster sale, and it's really exciting. So the grandfather that handed these down, that originally collected these, was believed to have smoked the same brand of cigarettes every time he smoked, because they all had the same backs. And as you know, probably T206 backs were labeled with, or you could tell what brand of cigarettes they came from. and they all had very consistent backs. It did have the collection did have 20 T205s as well. Every single card was raw, but they have since been graded by SGC. I couldn't find any details on what grades they got or anything like that, but they are going up for sale on Heritage this week. Now, Weissenberg is a high school computer programming teacher. He's 9 years from retirement, does this on the side, says that he does very well anyway in this, and it's harder for him to continue on his teaching career because some little fly flying around here, because his business is doing so well, which is kind of the dream, right? But with 9 years left until you get your full retirement. So there's another piece of this story though. Before I get into that other one, I want you to comment. What is the biggest card you found or purchased or stumbled into? Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to tell you Weissenberg actually got another one just 2 weeks after this. After he closed the sale of the 1,000 T206s, a friend showed up at his office carrying another binder of cards that he got from a Massachusetts family. It had 250 more T206s, so now he's increased that 1,000 by another 25%. 54 of them were the rare Carolina Brights back from cigarette ads on the back of them. Now, the Carolina Brights are considered quite rare. They're the most sought-after backs from what I've read. The Tris Speaker is only the third one out there that's known right now, so quite rare. In that collection was also a red portrait Ty Cobb with a portrait background, also a very rare card. There were several first known copies. They believe that there are at least 3 cards that were found that are the first known copies in the world. And then several others were, there were 1 or 2 previously known copies. So pretty staggering finds here for one guy. How does he do this? In this one, there were also some 1887 to 1890 old Judge cards, including Hall of Famers King Kelly and John Clarkson. There were many rare cards in there. All of them had pinholes, and the family that found them just thought they were worthless. They didn't realize that old collecting cards or trading cards were valuable, especially with pinholes in them. And of course, the pinholes make them a guaranteed 1 when getting graded, but they just decided they were going to throw them out, and somebody said, well, why don't we just have somebody look at them and see? They are probably worth about $500,000 from this collection of 250 to 300 cards. God, I need to get this lucky someday to be going through somebody's attic and just find some rare T206s. Somebody put me in your will, invite me over to your house. Let's do this. We'll have some fun. All of these cards are at PSA now, getting graded, and they're expected to go to auction this fall at some point. So, unbelievable. For me, this week I've got some cards going off TTM. I'm planning on probably a small SGC order. If you're new here, throw me a subscribe, click that bell icon. I really appreciate it, and let me know in comments your best find in the hobby. Thanks for watching.